Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello fellas, let me introduce myself. My name is Prabul Gito. In these times, first of all, I would like to say Happy Ramadan for all the Muslims around the world, especially for my beloved country, Indonesia, for celebrating their fasting months. And I hopefully let's pray for this holy months we can for the this pandemic COVID-19 is going to decrease and we can back to our routinity as together. In this time, I would like to tell you about my materials for international designs, which is I am here as only one presenter. There is no other presenters, and I can do this alone. First, my material is about revising international materials. Let's take a look. Alright, so here is the chart that identify international goals here, and we can there are conduct international analysis, analyze learners and contents, and write performance objective, and so on. So you can read the chart that I put in my video. And then basically there are two basic types of revisions. The first one is the first changes that are made to the content or substance of the material to make them more accurate or more effective as a learning tool. And the second one is related to procedure employed in using your material. And then for analyzing data from 1 to trials, the designer has 6 kind of information which is valuable. The first one is learner characteristics, and then the second one is entry behaviors, and then the third one is the direct responses to the interactions, learning times, post-test performance, and response to an attitude questionnaire. So there are analyzing data from 1 to 1 trials. And next, about the step for analyzing data, the first one is describe the learners and to indicate their performance on any entry behavior measures. And the second one, the designer should bring together all the comments and the suggestions about the interactions that resulted from going through it with learners. And then, and the last one is begin by obtaining individual items performance and then combines item score for each objective and for a total score. It is the way that we can take for analyzing the data. And next about revising the revise the interactions. So I would like to tell you, try to determine based in learner's performance whether your rubric or task item are flawed. And if flawed, then changes should be made to make them consistent with the objective and the intent of the instructions. If the items are satisfactory and the learners perform poorly, then the instructions must be changed. Here it revises instructions for you if you want to revise the materials. It's time for 3 sources of suggestions for change. You have 3 sources. The first one is learner's suggestions, learner's performance, and your own reactions to the interactions. From 3 sources suggestion that I said, it makes for avoiding the kinds of misinterpretations that students make. And then you should not ignore your own insight about what change will make the interactions more effective. You have used systematic design procedure, so you have made carefully descriptions of what is to be learned, have provided example. And also you have offered students the opportunity to practice each skill and they have received feedbacks. And hopefully, the 3 sources of data will suggest the most appropriate step to take. And it's time for analyzing data from small group and field trials. Okay, this data can show what problems and reactions this representative group of learners had. The available data typically include the following items: performance on pre-test, post-test, and responses to attitude questionnaire, learning and testing times, and the last one is comments made directly in the material.